Hey everybody, welcome back to the Single Parent Basic Training. This is Shante, your girl, your host. Today I have two very special guests. My son, Khalid Alexander.
How you doing?
He doesn't like for me to say his girlfriend. And my other pretend son, I adopted him, by way of best friend. Tori, what's your middle name, Tori?
Jaden.
Tori Jaden Myers, that's his middle name, government name. So today we're going to talk about boys, particularly who has been raised by single moms. As we know that being a single parent, it is a pandemic in our society. It's very rare to find an African-American child or black baby who has not been raised in a single parent home. So today we're going to talk about divorce and the effects of a young man being raised by a single mom. So guys, y'all tell me, is it possible for a woman to raise a man? You first, Khalid.
I do believe it's possible for a single mom to raise a male child, even though the father may not be present in the home, she still can do a big part in the male's life until he grows up and be successful and still play a good part in society and make it in this world.
I like it. That was the right answer. What about you, Tori? Because see, his mama is black. That's me. Tori's mama is white. So from having that different kind of perspective, how different is it being raised in a single parent home?
I mean, on that, I absolutely think a mother can raise her son on his own, but it just comes back to the woman as a whole, like who she is as a person. Because even my mom, she grew up without her parents around most of the time. Wow. And through that, she always said she never wanted me to feel like that, like she did. So I guess it just depends on the person and what they've been through. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that brings me to my next question. So, being raised by a single mom, how much contact did you have with your dad?
I've seen my dad maybe like 4 or 3 times in my whole life, and through that...
Tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 18. I'll be 19.
18, 3 or 4 times.
And
okay.
One time I actually saw him, actually 2 of the times I've seen him, he acted like he didn't know who I was. He saw me, like he looked me dead in my face and told me he didn't know who I was, and I was kind of mad at heart, but I just let it go. Because that's one thing my mom always taught me, like, don't worry about him, like, if he don't care, then that's his loss.
I love it.
And you just need to push and do better for yourself, and I look at that as motivation. Because when I look at him as a man, it makes me judge my life on, I don't want to be like him, I want to be better, and I want to treat my kids with respect when I do have them in the future.
That's right.
I know.
Right. So now this brings us to the opposite end of the spectrum. When I got divorced from your dad, one of the stipulations, one of the conversations that we had was I wanted him to always be present in your life, because I do believe that a single mom can raise a son, but there are challenges to it. Like, I can't teach you how to pee, okay? There's just certain little things that a mom can't do. And to me, like, that simple act defines an idea of manhood. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, how helpful was it being able to see your dad as much and have as much contact as you did with him?
It was actually extremely helpful when I had questions or was confused about certain emotions, certain feelings I was having a male figure who's been through the same thing to go to and help you really break it down and explain it was really a blessing. Right. So I was very thankful that he's actually been a part of my life, seeing the sacrifices he made to come see me and Imani every other weekend, and still working as hard to see us, even though he moved all the way to Texas, flying us out and stuff like that. Yeah. He always made it clear to me that he wanted to be in my life.
Very good.
He always said that I shouldn't be afraid to ask him anything. I shouldn't feel like he's not there. He made it very clear. Always calling me when I was in college, always being there, sending money and stuff like that. So he really played his part as a dad. Okay,
these are very good answers. I love them. Y'all are doing a great job. But I would like to figure out what are the pitfalls. What is the downside of being raised by a single mom? You first, Tori.
The downfalls, it's kind of disrespect too, because a lot of people, when you tell them you're raised by a single mom, some of them give you the persona like, oh, it must have been hard. Like, and it makes me feel like they're doubting her as a woman.
Right.
And
I like that.
It gives me pride to say that actually she does a good job.
Oh,
I love my mom, and throughout my life, I mean, I've had other people though. I mean, a lot of my grandparents, uncles. You have people like your family that support you for it and try to give you tips, like Khalid was talking about with the emotion issues and things you feel. So
that's a blessing. That is a blessing. So what would you tell, because I know when we went through our divorce, your dad and I, you were about 5 years old.
Yeah.
And to me it was so hard because you were having a hard time articulating your feelings and things that you went through. We had a lot of issues with educators and how they tried to label my baby, okay? And I wasn't having it. I went to war for my baby and I let them know that, no, it's not that. So being, coming from that background, do you guys see more of that kind of thing happening where, because you're from a single parent home, that people automatically slap a label on you and kind of toss you aside and expect you to perform low or be, You do? You find that?
I find that they really put a label on males saying that if they grew up in a household with just a single mom, they tend to be more feminine and sensitive and kind of punkish. And I feel like I'm always trying to prove that wrong in a way.
Yeah.
That's like when I go to the gym, like I always think I can't let these people think I'm weak. I don't really like showing I'm crying. It's like you kind of want to bottle yourself in because you don't want people to think that you're a sissy or you're punk just because you show emotion. But you eventually have to learn that that's just who you are. If you want to express your emotions, if you want to cry, just cry. It's actually worse to hold all that in. So I would definitely advise not to keep all that in. Like definitely have someone to talk to if it's not your dad, a best friend, an uncle, a granddad.
You don't make me cry messing my makeup. That's beautiful.
And it's a good trait.
Yeah.
It really is in the long run because, I mean, through your life, I feel like you're struggling as a male to know how to express yourself.
Yeah.
But growing up with a single mom, you kind of already have that persona. You just have to know how to channel it.
That is very, very good information because I didn't know. And one of the things that I learned growing up, with you, Khalid, was to learn how to bond with you, to assert your masculinity. Because we would play Nerf guns, we would go to the woods, which wasn't very smart, and I would hide in the leaves knowing there is snakes up under there. What else did we do? We would build Legos together. Whatever you were doing, that's what I made like my thing because I didn't want you to feel like there was any resentment toward masculinity, because, listen, I'm a glam girl. Barbie dolls, heels, my thing. But, as a mom, what I learned to do is whatever my little boy was loving, that's what I fell in love with. And I pushed that because I believe that you can learn a lot about your son from the things that he loves. And in that safe place where we're playing Legos, that's where the young man opens up and starts to, just tell you about himself. And so I would advise, as a single mom, if you're raising a young boy or young man, I would advise that you learn how to connect with him at his age level, at every stage of his development. Now, we're at the point of girlfriends, okay? And if you do my babies wrong, we're going to have problems, okay? We're not friends. But anyway, I believe that is it for this episode of the Single Parent Basic Training. Thank you so much for tuning in. These are my guys, Khalid Alexander, Tori, what's your name? Jaden. Okay, Tori Jaden. All right, thank y'all so much. Love you lots.
Hey, look at where we're at, in the water under attack by the sharks dressed in all black. Trust no one cause it's a wrap, twisted up every other hour. I'm putting a dent in this pack, please don't be sour while I seek the divine in my seat. Got the beat on repeat, looking for closure to keep me afloat in this dream. Close my eyes just so I can see, look at me, what do you see? Can I stick to one thing with this mentality? Hopefully I can ease this arranged thought pattern that's making it harder to breathe.